Class, I have been so impressed by your essays this week. You really remembered so much from what we learned in school. It's been awesome to read these essays. Today, we're up to the next part of our writing stage. So, today we are going to do a lot. But don't worry, it'll be fun. We're going to revise, we're going to edit, and we're going to publish. All right? So, first things first, let's revise. Let's review what that means. I want to remind you, we usually revise with this thing called ARMS. It helps us remember. The first part, A, stands for add sentences and words. So, for example, if I'm reading something and it doesn't make sense, maybe I'm missing a word in there that I forgot to write, this is the time that I would go back and write it. The R stands for remove unneeded words or sentences. Maybe I'm using too much words. Maybe I'm confusing you. Maybe I should take some words out to make it easier to understand what I'm saying. This M, move a sentence or word placement. Okay, so maybe I don't need to add anything or take anything away. Maybe I just need to move it around so it makes more sense in a different place. Okay. Finally, this S, substitute. This says substitute rice cake words or sentences for salsa words. So, if you've ever had a rice cake, they're nothing too special, right? I mean, you kind of have to put some butter on them or something, but they're fine. But salsa is spicy, salsa is really energetic sometimes. It makes you feel like your mouth is on fire. So salsa words, those are words that make your reader feel excited, make your reader feel like they want to keep reading. Rice cake words, they're kind of boring. So go through and see, are there any words that I could switch out to make them more salsa words, make them more exciting? So I'm going to go through my whole essay with those 4 parts in mind: adding, removing, moving, or substituting words. Let's do it. So, what is your favorite drink? Now, imagine if someone told you that you had to pay extra money to drink it. And to make it even worse, that money was given to someone you hated. If I were a colonist, I would have thrown tea into the harbor. That seems okay. It seems to make sense to me. I feel like there's not too many extra words. There's enough. Let's read on. One reason that I would have thrown tea into the water is because I was not being given a fair price for tea. For example, on page 63 of the text it says, tea was a popular drink in the colonies. This shows that the tax was very hurtful to the colonists. For us, it would be like a tax on Dunkin' Donuts. Another example is on page 64 of the text. The author says, Parliament thought that the colonists would now buy British tea again. When they did, they would be paying the tea tax. This is important because the British Parliament only lowered the price of tea so they could trick the colonists. This was not fair. Okay, I'm going to pause there. I'm going to go back to this. See, do I need to add any words, remove any words, move things around? It actually feels okay. I feel like I'm not too confused. I know what's going on. And guess what? Sometimes when we try to revise, we don't need to do too much because we're actually really good writers. And sometimes that's okay if we don't have too much to revise. All right. Let's now look at this other side. I didn't revise my whole essay. Of course you will. Just to get you started, I just did the first 2 paragraphs. You're going to do your whole essay, of course. Let's look over here. Edit. I want to remind you, when we edit our essays, we think about 4 things as well. C stands for capitalization. Did I capitalize everything that needs to be capitalized? U stands for usage. What that means is if I'm talking about something in the past, I need to make sure that my verbs are in the past. If I'm talking about something in the present, right now, my verbs better be right now. For example, if I'm saying something in the past, would I say they went for a run, they are running, or they will go for a run? See how it's kind of different? Or they ate food, they are eating food, or they will eat food. It's a little bit different, but I want you to pay attention. Are you talking about the past, right now, or the future? The next part of our editing is P for punctuation. If I asked a question, did I use a question mark? If I'm saying something exciting, did I use an exclamation point? And some of you, for your quotations, I noticed that you have the quotes in the beginning, but you forget your end quote. You forget to close it up. So double check for that. Last is our S, spelling. Of course, it's 4th grade. We're not perfect spellers, and that's okay. But we need to make sure that we're using all of our spelling strategies to spell words as best we can. All right? Let's head back to my essay, and we'll check over my first 2 paragraphs. What is your favorite drink? Uh-oh, I just noticed something right away. Did you notice that too? That's a question. I need a question mark, silly Miss Cone. Now, imagine if someone told you that you had to pay extra money to drink it. And, to make it even worse, that money was given to someone you hated. If I were a colonist, I would have thrown tea into the harbor. Okay, let me check my punctuation. I have a question mark, period, exclamation point, because that's quite something over there. All right, let me check capital letters, the beginning of each sentence. Good, good, good. And I don't have any names or places. Okay, capitals are good. All right, we'll move down here. One reason that I would have thrown tea into the water is because I was not given a fair price for tea. Okay, I have my capital letter, I have my period. For example, on page 63 of the text, it says, tea was a popular drink in the colonies. Okay, got my capital letter, quote starts, quote ends, and my period. This shows that the tax was very hurtful to the colonists. For us, it would be like a tax on Dunkin' Donuts, my exclamation point. Another example is on page 64 of the text. The author says, quote, I have my quotation marks, Parliament thought the colonists would now buy British tea again. When they did, they will be paying the tea tax. Good, I have my ending quotation marks and my exclamation point. This is important because the British Parliament only lowered the price of tea so they could trick the colonists. This was not fair. Okay, once again, I'm going to double check that I started all my sentences with capital letters and I ended all my sentences with a punctuation mark. Good, good. I also want you to notice that British Parliament, I used capital letters because that's a name of something, a proper noun. The British Parliament, it's like the president or the government. All right, looks pretty good. So just like I did with these first 2 paragraphs, of course, I would do it again with my second 2 paragraphs, going through all the steps, adding, removing, moving, or substituting. I know those are a lot of words. Then I'll edit. I'll capitalize, make sure my verbs are in the correct past, present, or future, make sure every sentence has punctuation, and then I close my quotes, and check my spelling. If you would like to do this on the computer, you can. And I know that there are ways, of course, to use spell check on your computer, and that's okay. You can use those tools. That's all right. I want you to make sure, though, that you're reading over because sometimes what happens is called a typo. You type the wrong word, and that word is spelled right, so your spell checker doesn't notice it, but it's the wrong word. So it's really important that you read over all of your work. Even if you use that spell checker, it's still really important. So today, you'll go over your work, you'll revise, you'll edit, and then you will either rewrite or type your final copy. I can't wait to see it. Once you upload your final copy, I'm going to post some really, really awesome examples to our super work. I can't wait to see all of your good examples. Have a great day.